Hey guys, JD here. We're going to continue on with autumn leaves here, learning a basic standard, maybe a first standard for some of you. We checked out some of the melody, and that's something to get together right away. Always on a tune, melody, basically a cool thing to focus on first. But of course, we're also going to check out the chords. A big thing about guitar playing in jazz and lots of styles is playing chords. So we're going to check out some basic chord voicings, what a lot of folks call shell voicings, for this particular tune. So we're going to be learning voicings and learning a tune kind of at the same time. So let's check out some Autumn Leaves chords. Now, what a shell voicing is, really is just a basic thing. It's kind of a weird term, but it's essentially playing just the bare minimum of a chord to get the harmonic information across. And essentially, the shell voicing, particularly for guitarists, it means to not play the fifth. So if a chord is constructed of a root, generally the bottom note, the third, the fifth, and the seventh, if you take out the fifth, you're left with the root, the third, and the seventh. And there's a few different ways to play those. We're going to focus on basically one way to play through Autumn Leaves, with just a couple different types of shell voicings. There are lots. We're only going to focus on a few just to try to get something kind of under your belt so you can get through a tune and learn some really basic chord voicings. And these are going to serve you well for decades. They're used constantly. They work in all kinds of situations. And if you work at it for a while, in a small period of time, you can really get these down relatively quickly. So I'm going to play through these one time through, so you can kind of just hear what it sounds like, what these shell voicings sound like on this particular tune. Then we're going to zoom in, and I'm going to talk about them in a little bit more detail in terms of which strings are being played for these shell voicings and some fingering options. Yeah, okay. Okay, one time through the entire form with these shell voicings at a pretty slow tempo, the same voicings over and over again, just so we can really get a grip on these, and then we're going to zoom in. Alright, Autumn Leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to get a little closer look at these voicings, these shell voicings, through Autumn Leaves. There's not that many. A lot of these chords, they keep showing up again and again throughout the form of the tune, but of course, to learn it, you only need to see it once, and then you work on memorizing the form. So, the first chord in the tune is C minor 7, and that's up here at the 8th fret. And this shell voicing that I used here, that we're going to check out, has the root note on the 6th string, or the E string, and I'm playing that with my second finger. And then there's two ways to grab the 7th and the 3rd, the flat 7th and the flat 3rd. You can play that with your 3rd and 4th finger, or you can kind of do this mini bar with your 3rd finger. There's advantages to both of those ways, and I kind of go back and forth depending on what I might want to do further on down the line. But both of those, the same notes, two different ways of playing that. So root, flat 7, flat 3. So that's the C minor 7 shell voicing with the root on the 6th string. Next chord is F7, and you don't have to move very far for this. This one here, we're going to jump up here, stay at the same fret here. The root is at the 8th fret, but it's on the 5th string, and we're still playing it with the 2nd finger. That's the F note there, that's the root. And then the 3rd of the chord is going to be with your 1st finger at the 7th fret on the D string, and then your 3rd finger again at the 8th fret on the G string. So those 2 chords, as you can see, you don't have to move too much for those 2. Then we're going to jump down to that B flat major 7, and there's 2 ways to play this shell voicing. Root note on the 6th string at the 6th fret. You can play that with your 1st finger, and then at the 7th fret you're going to play the D and G string with your 3rd and 4th finger, or again you can do that mini bar. Now you can also play the root note with your 2nd finger there, if you like. And there's advantages to both of these. The next chord is E flat major 7, and we're going to have the root E flat on the 5th string here with your 2nd finger. The 3rd of the chord is going to be at the 5th fret on the D string with your 1st finger, and then the 7th of that chord is going to be, I'm playing with my pinky. You can play it with your 3rd finger there at the 7th fret on the G string. So either or. And with my pinky, it's kind of hard to see. So E flat major 7. Next chord is A minor 7 flat 5. But for the shell voicing, we blow off the 5th, right? So, and this is the exact same voicing as the C, or the same fingering as that C. You just go down to the 5th fret, same exact fingering. So root 7th flat 3rd, root flat 7 flat 3rd, A minor 7, and then again same thing as up here when we went from that C minor 7, sorry, to the F7. We're going to use the exact same motion here. A minor 7, D7. And then again the same minor 7 form on the G at the 3rd fret. So C minor 7, A minor 7, G minor 7, all voiced the same. 3 for 1. That is almost the entire tune. Now there's one other little section, that 2-bar phrase, where the chords kind of speed up and you get 2 chords per bar instead of 1 chord per bar. And that's toward the end of the tune. And those chords are G minor 7, C7, F minor 7, B flat 7. Now we've learned shell voicings of those chord types with the root on the 6th for the minor 7th and root on the 5th string for the dominant 7, but we haven't checked out a shell voicing for the minor 7 with the root on the 5th and a dominant 7 with the root on the 6th. So that's what we're going to do here. So for the G7, you're going to use your 3rd finger at the 10th fret. You're going to use your 1st finger, and that's the root note G. You're going to use your 1st finger 2 frets down at the 8th fret on the D string, and then you're going to use your 3rd finger on the G string back at the 10th fret again. Now for that 3rd finger, you can use your pinky, and I sometimes use my pinky, but root 3rd flat 7, G minor 7. And now for C7, the next chord, 1st finger, 8th fret on the 6th string, that's your C, that's your root note. 2nd finger, again at the 8th fret on the D string, and then your 3rd finger, 9th fret on the G string. Root, flat 7, 3rd, C7. So we've got, and then for the F minor 7, exact same thing as the G minor 7, 2 frets down. And then the B flat 7, the exact same thing as the C7, 2 frets down. So we've got, and that is the entire Autumn Leaves tune, chord-wise. Alright, so there's some basic shell voicings that should keep you busy for a while. Really good foundation on some chords for jazz standards, and these shell voicings are good for really any genre. They're not, of course, specific just to jazz. You can use these in rock, funk, jazz, blues. They work everywhere. Very handy and completely essential. So this is a really good start to get some chord comping stuff down. I'm going to play these same voicings. I'm not going to stray from these basic voicings right now. I'm going to play them to a backing track so you can kind of hear them again in context, like I did with the melody. After this, we're going to check out some arpeggios, which is basically these chords, root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th, just picked out instead of played together. So the C minor 7, our arpeggio would be root, 3rd, 5th, flat 7, root, root, flat 3, 5th, flat 7, root. And for other chord types, the A minor 7, flat 5, and so on. So that's going to be fun as well. But right now we're just going to check out these chords, and I will see you next time for some arpeggios. Arpeggios!